And if you're ready for the show now, follow me backstage, cause it's about to go down.
Welcome, man, backstage. Sugar honey iced tea. This doggone thing stopped on me, and I can't edit when it's in the midst of live. So, hey, y'all missed a whole lot of what we about to have, but we going to try to regenerate it because the conversation was getting good, but it didn't get too good to where y'all have missed too much of it. And look here, for all y'all that want to call me a low, I'll be a low, but I'm so upset with this thing real quick. Let me pull up Bam Brown, my own air ride or die. Hey, man, my comedy comrade. Bam, what's happening?
Salutations, good brother. You know, we're going to redo it, man. Ain't no thing, man. We just keep it going, man. That's what we do.
We're gonna act like, hey, I'm going to be on Men in Black. I'm going to put this thing up here, and we're going to act like that never happened again. I got on the Angel White. You got on the notorious villain Black. But, man, we have an infamous guest backstage. He is the Quartet Pastor. I'm just going to say it. We don't normally say it, but if you want to know, I'm just going to say, man, what the hell? Huh? So y'all got a good idea of who's backstage. We've been waiting a long time for this. Man, this is my brother. I'm going to say it publicly. A lot of times y'all get upset with this man. A lot of times y'all want to say things about this man. I have always sent this man messages, tell him, keep doing it, keep moving. I see it. I understand it. I rocks with him. That's why he's backstage with me and Bam. I'm just going to put it like this. By way of Detroit to Tupelo, coming from St. Louis. Now he's backstage. Ladies and gentlemen, we ain't got no applause. We ain't got no fish grease. We got some Diddy claps. Put it up for none other than Harold T. What up, though?
Hey, thank you for those two claps.
I gave you two.
Hey, we wanted to make sure we didn't give you too much that penicillin couldn't cure. You feel me?
No Diddy.
Yeah.
No Diddy. Hey man, we was off at 2. We was off in the cruising real quick, man. So I'm gonna speed walk so that I don't bore the two of you, but we're gonna make sure we don't rush too fast for the viewers, man. We got Harold T live right here backstage with none other than the Brown Bomber of comedy, Bam Brown, Mr. Sadwell Fair, the DL Marshall. Man, I'm looking at 3 media moguls, right? And so what I'm going to do real quick is so that we can get into the beat. Harold, I know you said that it was hell, but I want you to tell that feet story again. But, man, first of all, much love to your mother, Miss Evelyn Turrentine AG, man, the queen of quartet. How was it growing up with an iconic music mogul like your mom?
Straight crazy. Hell. That's you get lost with daggum words. It was adventurous. I don't know. It was life. I don't know how else to put it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. First of all, I don't see me nor my family being anything close to that popularity or fame or anything like that. Neither one of us see it like that. We're just people doing what we do. And I don't know, maybe it's because we've been reared and raised from her parents to her and from her to my siblings. I don't know, man. I guess it's just, never get to a place where you become so high that you're no earthly good. You feel me?
Yep. So that's good.
It's just like I'm just Harold, put T or Turrentine on the end of it. But when you get through, I'm Harold, and
definitely.
So that's Mama. She is considered to be the queen of quartet, but she Mama.
Yeah.
That's what we were always raised as. We had our challenges. We had life. It was in this era they call it lifing, and
you're right.
But I wouldn't trade it for anything, because it's the godly wisdom. It's the wisdom. I know one thing. my mama used to scare the hell out of me. She said, "Boy, if you don't get some wisdom, you're gonna die." Well, that was her favorite term, boy. So,
Make you pick up a book real quick.
and during school now, boy, I was absent a hell of a lot of days. Matter of fact, I was absent more days than I was in school. And when I was there, I don't even remember. It's sad that I don't even remember none of my I was too high. You hear me? I was on that skunk, huh? I was high. Hell, no matter how high. But yay. So yeah, education. I remember she told me, because I was intimidated about going to college, and because of my course of life, my choices of life. And she told me, she said, "Well, you don't have to go to college to be educated." And she said, don't restrict yourself from being educated because you don't feel your college material. Now I'm eternally grateful for that. And so it was to get back to the point of your question, it was adventurous, it was life, and that's all I can tell you, man.
Now you said your pops is a character.
Oh man,
and I could see that, man. What was the story? What did you say, Uncle Obadiah? What was the uncle's name?
Isidore. Uncle
Isidore.
Yeah. He got a couple of stories about Uncle Isidore. He used to say Amo killed Uncle Isidore dog. I said, who? He said, Amo. I said, who is Amo? He said every time them children would come in the house, he asked, anybody who feeding it? I'ma feed them, Daddy. Who gonna feed them? I'ma feed them. He said one day he went out there and the dog was dead. He said, "What? I'ma done kill my damn dog."
Oh man!
Boy.
Oh man!
Feet sitting out there, Uncle Isidore feet was so bad one day, boy. My daddy said he was young and he saw some foots hanging out. He called them foots. He ain't say feet. Say he saw some foots hanging out the door. And he was saying this on my radio show because my mama didn't have confidence in my dad doing, radio interviews. But I knew I could get my dad to cuss at least one good time. So he decided to tell the story about his Uncle Isidore feet. He said Uncle Isidore had some feet so bad. He said even when he walking, he said he would be walking with his head up, and he said every once in a while he'll feel his feet shift to the right or the left. He said his feet was so bad, his feet didn't even want to touch the rocks. One winter he was walking down the street and saw some feet sitting out the window. Say he went over there. Why is your feet out the window like that? He said, because these damn feet hurt so bad, I don't want them in the house with me. My mama said, that's it. The interview over. Get off the phone. Cut him off.
But mama put him on though. Mama put him on the interview.
Yeah, she did. Got him straight off.
She knew he was gonna cut up. Yeah. Knew he was gonna cut up.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. It be some bad feet out here, bad smelling and bad walking.
Bad looking too.
Bad looking.
Sandal season is coming, so we about to see a whole lot of eagle claws hanging.
Oh, ladies, please, ladies, grease your heels, get your pedicures, ladies.
Please
come on,
but don't bring your ugly toe jam around me.
Don't do it.
Frank is up. You hear me? Here. And listen to all ladies. Public service renouncement to all ladies. Listen, please do me a favor. Two things. Number one, if you're going to paint your own toe jams, please scrape the old paint off first.
Start with that.
They looking like a old Earl Shire's paint job.
Hey, the other thing is, if you don't paint your old toe jam, don't paint the skin or get something to take the paint off of the daggum skin.
Come on.
Hell,
You preaching, Pastor. You is preaching.
Yes, sir.
and listen, if you don't have a toenail on top of your toe,
Yeah.
don't paint it and act like it's there. We see that it ain't there. The holy hell. I can't take it.
Oh, man.
We got some
yeah.
foot lovers besides myself.
Oh, man.
I love that feet. I love that foots, man. I love that foots.
Yeah, there's some anointing in that toe jam now.
Couple of foot connoisseurs right here, man. I
know, man. Hell,
look here, man.
hey, women's
Put a
make a
little
living
Vaseline.
women's make a living off of toe jam now on
Yeah.
social media.
Show enough.
You hear me? You don't know what they look like in the face, but them toe jams be up on that, and I be just looking. Who's that?
Boy. Yeah.
So Hurl team the man, and then HT the personality.
Lost you, brother.
Mute itself.
Yeah. Unmute.
I'm fighting. I'm told, man. Around and hit the dog on mute.
Yeah.
But Hurl team.
He got that Android.
Hurl team.
Do it.
Got this Yeti, man.
Hey.
Got the Yeti curse.
He got that phone from T-Move.
Evil.
Got that microphone from T-Move. Boy, send that back.
Hey, that doggone Yeti, bro. It wasn't Yeti.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
But what I was gonna ask Hurl is how is it that you phased from Hurl T and Peculiar into the persona that we've come to love today, infamously as Hurl T Live?
Well, Harold T and Peculiar. First of all, I didn't even know that too many knew about Harold T and Peculiar, and Harold T and Peculiar actually was a group that I put together in Tupelo, Mississippi back in 06. I faded. I faded maybe around 15 going into 16. 16 I was really gone, done. Was going through various stages of my life back then, and really tired of the norm, the local challenges that I was going through, and I was very well known locally in my community for various things, positive things, having the most popular radio show in Tupelo, excuse me, and surrounding areas. And then I was producing quite a few different artists and things of that nature. So I just got burnt out, man, 2016. 2017 is when Sean Jones passed away. And
rest in peace.
Yeah, it was the night that we all discovered his death. And I was sitting on my couch, and I blamed the spirit of God that spoke to me and said, I used his death to wake him, and I'm going to use your voice to keep him from going back to sleep. And he gave me vision all in that moment, all in that time. And I really wasn't excited about it. Then later on, Keith Wonderboy came out of hiatus, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, won his first Stellar Award journey. And that was actually the first live that I had done, a rant he shot at the Stellar Awards, going in on them, and it went viral instantly. And I wasn't I didn't know what viral meant and all of that kind of stuff, and so from there, that's where the conversation began, actually the rant going, telling the truth about the industry, telling the truth that could not be denied. But because I wasn't the one that they voted for to be the one to tell the truth, there was opposition. And during that time, man, we were not accustomed to people just laying truth out there, at the way I did it. You know what I'm saying? So it produced, and that's how we transitioned out of the peculiar me being a singer artist into the space of social media. That's how it came out.
Bam, you got one?
Yeah, man. Okay, so taking it from that story till now, now I see an internet sensation, would you call it? How do you feel? How do you handle all of that? I mean, everywhere you go, somebody knows Harold T. Listening to the Clubhouse and the YouTube and all of that, you get some people that love you, and you get people that hate you. I ain't gonna say like hate, but dislike you. Dislike you. How do you, number one, protect yourself? Because I know there's some people I've seen and heard, watching your lives and stuff that, some people was coming for your head and all of that, man. How do you protect yourself being the man that you are now?
Well, first of all, I carry 2 pistols with me everywhere I
go. Bingo.
Bingo. Okay. I carry 2 pistols with me everywhere I go, And matter of fact, how I end up doing that, man, I had tried to blow my brains out back in 2002. And June 2nd, 02, man. That's when my wife left me, man. That day was when she left me. And October 15th, 2003 at 3:45 p.m. was when our divorce was final. But tried to blow my brains out, and I vowed that I would never touch another pistol again until 2020, when a joker went on Facebook Live saying that somebody need to whoop Harold T.A.'s. And it was over 1,000 people on that. I was like, man, I ought to whoop. That's all you need. You just need a good A whooping. And I'm just sitting there smiling, What the hell you laughing at, Nick? What you smiling for? That Nick, I tell you what, I'll wipe that smile off of your face. And I said, so you really want to whoop me? Nigga, tell me where you at. I said, so you want to come where I'm at? We on social media, This joker then got in his car. He went to driving heading towards Tupelo. I told him where to meet me. Told him meet me on Front Street. He headed there. And somehow we got disconnected. So by the time I got reconnected to him, I said, do you know where you coming at on Front? I know where Front Street is. You ain't got to tell me. So the thing about it is he detoured, but where I was telling him to meet me at was the police station. No, my mama didn't raise no food.
Yeah, exactly.
Police station. Right. We got everything on social media. So what happened was that Monday, I went and because my record had been expunged for maybe 10 years, 15 years. So I went and I went in and applied for my my license. And it took about 4 weeks to get it back. I said that the day I got my license in the mail, I went to get 1 pistol. I ended up buying 2, and from 2 to now, I think I have 16.
There you go.
And I it between 2020 and 2023, you know, target shooting has been like a recreation of mine.
Yeah.
You know? So so that's how I end up toting pistols.
There
When
you
you
go.
ask how do I protect myself, that and then here's the other thing. Biblically, the Bible says when a man's ways pleases the Lord, he maketh even his enemies be at peace with them.
That's right.
Mhm.
And you know the very popular scripture, no weapon formed against you will prosper, and every tongue that rise against you in judgment thou shalt condemn, for this is the heritage of the service of the Lord, and the righteousness is of me, said the Lord. You know, so I'm a strong advocate of Bible. I believe in Bible, and I believe in covering myself. I don't carry pistols to show off, because without, besides me saying it publicly,
You'll never.
yeah, you won't. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? And my heart is not to actually, you know, just wait
Bring harm.
like, yeah, I got a pistol. No, mine is to save a life, to cover my life, not to try to take a life. You feel me?
Yeah,
So
for
I
sure.
never be in a position that something occurs where it's necessary for me to draw my weapon. You know, that's not where my heart is.
Definitely. And I know at one point it had gotten to a level where you may remember hearing me say, man, I saw this up close and up front in the 90s with that media proclaimed East Coast, West Coast rivals that became against two prominent figures that just so happened to be on two different coasts. And I started seeing things like, man, there's no way real men can be in the same proximity that often. And it's something about that pandemic that made people forget one day we're going to be outside again. And so when you have to keep crossing paths and you got people still recklessly talking, man, thank God we have not had any gun casualties based off of some of the recklessness we saw on social media, man. With you getting that, but I love it because, like you said, you still wore that smile and you're still able to be truth telling. You're still able to be unwavered, but still telling the truth. And what I like about it is you say, well, if it becomes public, then I'm not telling somebody's business. I'm reporting on it. And with May being Mental Health Month, and you a big advocate of male mental health, how much of that foolishness, man, and as you say, that bull swanky, can you see in a day before you like, you know what, y'all, I ain't looking at this phone no more for a certain amount of time because it wears on me.
Man, that's just about every week, man. You know, like real talk, bruh. If I were to report every situation that comes across my desk, so to speak, I'm nowhere near where I would be if I were to expose and to just release information that is sent to me on a daily. You know, no, popularity, no, I'm nowhere near where I would be. You know what I'm saying? And I value this thing called off record. I don't consider, again, I don't know how to really embrace this popularity to the extent that, Harold, you are an icon, or you are famous. I don't even like to even connect my name to things like that. I don't maybe it's because I've always been so concerned about never allowing that to get me to a space where I forget who I really am.
Yeah.
Because I've lost my identity before. You feel me? And I became what they called me, because they called me, and I got tired of being called that. So I said, well, I might as well go on to be what you're saying. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. You say I'm a hoe, I'm gonna show you how big of a hoe I can be.
We say, where your girl at?
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me show you something.
No, hell no. That ain't my testimony. But the other stuff, yeah. And speaking of that, boy, I don't know who it is, but somebody loved me. So I always say this, Bam. I got two type of people that love me. People that hate the fact that they love me and love the fact that they hate me.
Yeah.
Both of them, they love to watch or know what's going on with me. And when I'm silent, they wondering where I am.
That's a fact.
Yep.
Because we give them content. We give them, conversation, and now that I've become aware of that, now I've found out how to make that work to our benefit.
Yeah.
So that's where I am now.
Yeah. And it's more positive than negative. You know what I mean? The content that you put out, I mean, there's always positivity in it first. And then, you go with the ratchet because the ratchet is everywhere. You know what I mean? So if it ain't on your platform, it'll be on ours. You know what I'm saying? And so ratchet is everywhere. So you just got to take the positive with the negative and keep it pushing.
Man, when you get through with it all, ratchet is what draws.
Exactly.
I don't care. What you say. Ratchet is what draws. When you get down with it, people, it's the nature of us. We are inclined and in tune to gossip.
Yep.
Juicy stories, information, the best of us, we are inclined to it. You feel what I'm saying? So for what I do, maybe I'm what so many others claim for me to be, due to the fact that very few have the heart to take the risk to do what I do. So now I've developed my own lane.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? So I have no competition. And then I address things in the way where the controversy draws attention. And even though, like you said, bro, even though I did not produce the issue of the situation or the mess, I didn't produce that. I didn't cause it. I didn't create it. I didn't go looking for it. It comes to me. You feel me? But I use that mess to produce a message.
There you
out
go.
Of every situation,
Yep.
And I always say this: we don't need everyone. We just need the right ones, and the right ones will impact everyone. That no one has to be excluded. I know that I'm not going to be loved by all. But that does not mean that I'm rejected by all.
That's true.
Not everyone dislike me. Not everyone hate me. Not everyone wish bad of me. So I'm learning how to actually identify those that are support, and then focus on them more than I do the people that doesn't. Because I'm gonna tell you something. It don't take a lot of people to make you feel that everyone feel the same way they do about you.
Wow.
Yep. There you go. You go. And some you said, Earl, about so many people like juicy stuff, like messy stuff. I'm about to do something that's going to be a teaser, and I'm going to cut it right after this by saying, hey, y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all catch who Earl T's about to release the video of next, and they don't want you to know. Now that's gonna be the trailer.
Thank you so very kindly. Yeah. Somebody sent me and say you ought to call yourself Harold T.E.A.
No.
That's what they told me. I said, I'm Harold Turrentine. I'm Harold T. And T stands for terrible.
Right. Not no T. Can you picture being a grown 50-some-year-old man talking about, hi y'all, I'm Harold T.
Right.
With the T.
Hey.
like my name is Seth Swan, and I want to tell y'all today And I got some tea for y'all. Come on, let's just sit around and let's just brew this tea and have some conversation.
Hey, Earl, every time you say that name, say Squan, I fall out laughing because me and Bam have an intern by the name of Sanquan. And Sanquan he loves everything that Bam does.
Hey, Earl, how you doing? Boy, you is so crazy. Every time I see you, why you ain't no comedian? I tell you what, we got to book you one day, boy. I just how your mama doing?
Yeah. Oh man.
Man.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got the infamous, the hilarious Hurl T, Hurl T Live. You can see behind him the one voice. We're going to get into that here. What is one voice, Hurl T?
One voice is a conglomerate of voices coming together to make one sound. It's a multiplicity of voices. This one voice is what I brought together to identify with the attempt to bring this community called Quartet together. To say that there are various voices, but what makes us one is the union that we have, the unity that we have. You know, that entities such as this great platform and the Herald Live and so many others that have their own platform, but because of what we bring to the table, we work together in harmony. We work together in unison. That's what make one voice. You know, artists, groups, artists that have multiple members in the group, they are all one voice. They make one sound. That's the goal. You know, so one voice is about bringing a body of us together to make one sound that cannot be denied. It's mainly about creating independent mainstream mainstream industry, because I always liken us to the rap / hip hop movement. That rap had grown so big that it birthed hip hop. Hip hop is a culture that could not and cannot be contained.
That's right.
Not be controlled. It's a cross genre market. When you can see old white men riding in their vintage cars, listening to rap. Feel me? You know, when you have country music who has just embraced rap.
Yep.
You know, it's bigger than just the genre, and that's what Quartet is. It's bigger than just the genre. It's a culture.
It's funny you said that, because I caught that structure even when you started talking about Quartet Soul and Southern Soul. I saw it when you first started bridging. Let's talk about Southern Soul. Well, what do y'all think about? Because when you start looking at blues singers and soul singers, a lot of those guys derived out of Quartet. And one thing I looked at, and I've told Bam this plenty of times, man, if you look at how rap really blew up, look at Def Comedy Jam when they merged comedy and hip hop. Then you turn around, almost everybody that you saw on that stage had an urban flair, from FUBU to Cross Colors to what was it? What was some of the other groups back? I mean, Call Kanai and all those type of outfits. And then you had the favorite rappers, and you had them come on, do their hip hop dance. If Quartet ever took on the one voice type of mindset to where it's looking like, okay, we're self-contained. We can pack out a house, no radio, no really advertising, word of mouth. And then if we incorporate what is commercialized into, oh man, you talking about pop.
It's not the if, it's the when.
Yeah.
The when for me. It's not the if. It's happening. Karen Clark said that her husband preached a message, and that's where I first heard it at, where he said, you got to see it before you see it.
Yeah.
I see it. You know what I'm saying? I get so irritated hearing all of the negative that comes out. And even those who are the said gatekeepers, they don't speak with hope.
Right.
You know, that bothers the hell out of me, man. And I say to them, how are we going to revitalize a culture when you have no hope for it yourself? And why are you still working in it and using this as a advantage, but you have no hope in it? It make it make sense, man. You feel me? I have hope in this culture. You know, I got to. My mother's the queen of it. You know, and my mother's not a queen of misfits, ignorant, unlearned, uneducated, you know, below standard. That's not what my mother represents. So I fight for that, man. But it's coming. Bam. When and I've been blessed, DL, to travel, you know, more than I ever traveled as a host. And brother, I see the numbers picking up.
Yeah.
And though it's a slow pace, it's still moving forward. And that's what I say to so many. Find the good in it, because it is. There's a great deal of good in this culture called quartet. And there was a time that so many saw it to be an embarrassment to be associated with quartet. Well, wasn't it like that for Southern Soul? I mean, yeah. I remember having a conversation on one of my platforms with Cat Cole. Shout out to him. Castro, Mr. Sip. And he got really bothered. This is when I first started hearing about it years ago. And I did a live and I was like, what is this Southern Soul stuff? And boy, when I tell you, he got infuriated. Said, don't call me Southern Soul. He said, I'm not Southern Soul. Southern Soul, he said, Southern Soul is not even worthy to be associated with blues. That's what he wrote. And because the standard in Southern Soul has always been known to be so low, that there's no requirement of quality when it comes down to production, songwriting. But there is a market for it because they called it the chitlin circuit, but it was the lower space of the chitlin circuit, you know, the hole in the wall, you know what I'm saying? The backyard, you know, barbecue. That's where Southern Soul was basically known until artists like King George. King George, one artist that has become a black artist sensation out of nowhere. Industry didn't vote for him to become who he is. You feel me? His peers are not pleased with his accomplishments. Generally, DL, Bam, those are the ones that become that next one. So I'm saying that to encourage you guys. Remember that for yourself. They didn't vote for me to be who I am. Matter of fact, how many times, and you've witnessed at times where there was armies that was created, that was developed, armies of enemies that became allies just to try to shut this voice down. You feel me? And they would try to blackball my mother. Tell lies on her, and just so many things, man. But man, you brothers, be encouraged. Quartet is on its way up.
You said something too, Earl, when you said I can see Quartet going back into arena. Our babies grow up. We're now in our 50s. Our children are now in their 30s, late 20s. So they had to grow up and start becoming buyers and CD purchasers. And so I can see that now, that it's starting to pick up with that generation.
Man, when I tell you it's been like that. It's just now it's becoming more evident. Because the 50 and years and older, they are beginning to take a back seat. To the younger generation, 50 years and younger, well, 60 years and older, but the 50s and lower, because I'm 51.
Mhm.
You know, those generations, they're the ones that's carrying this. And like I said, it's going to be an experience. It's going to be someone, and I forgot who asked me, like, who do you see to be the next? I don't.
And I was going to get to that.
Okay.
Now, why would you? Yeah, go ahead and clean that up and tell us why not.
Because again, look at King George. Who saw him?
Yeah.
True.
Look at Lee Williams. Who saw him?
That's true.
Look at me. Who saw me?
That's true.
You feel me? So
Yep.
if we see that pattern right now, and industry does not anticipate and or expect for quartet to have a rise and or return. They don't. So it's not going to be radio or so to speak television that creates the next, right?
Yep.
I don't know how it's going to happen. What I do predict is something is going to happen where someone, a quartet artist, is going to become a viral sensation, and that's going to cause their demand to grow. People are going to become a lover of it, and that's what's going to open the door. I believe that quartet is going to open the door. There was an event that just took place this week in where choir meets quartet.
Oh, okay.
And they had a choir that had quartet artists come, and the choir was the background and the band, but they had the lead singers of the quartet to sing, you know, their material. And I know the rehearsals of it was awesome. I said that because I believe that quartet one day is going to help bring revival to choir music.
Yep.
Choir is going to help bring revival to church.
Yep.
That's what I believe.
Yeah.
And church is hurting, but now church wants people to cater to it. And right now, people said, no, what do you have to offer me? It's always been, what can I do for the church?
Right.
But now people are saying, what can church do for me?
Yeah. Which it should have been that way in the first place. You know, how can I serve you? The people that have come into the hospital hurting from sin sick natures, whatever the sin is that you are sick from, how can the church help you get over that sickness?
Yeah. So when it comes back down to the point of your question, I don't know. And all of the ones that I've predicted, well, that I thought would have a chance, somewhere we've seen some kind of setback.
You're right.
You know, and so now the way I look at it is, it's so hard to tell. But what I will say is the quartet market is vastly, when I tell you, it is saturated with great artists.
Yeah.
Like
that Bree Holly, I love her. Glorified, I really like Glorified.
That's another one. Her peers are not giving her the love that she deserves. Number
That's
one,
true.
She's a female. Number two, she's young. Number three, she's new. Number four, she's heavy. Number five, they don't see her to be the best singer. But she, to me, is one of the greatest performers of quartet. And guess what? She working. And
people love to see performances.
Yes. I was getting ready to say, she's very impressive to people. So people love to see her. And they're booking her. You feel me?
So out of these younger ones, Earl, out of your expert pastoral quartet, opinion, um, who would you say if you had to endorse the top four, your Rushmore of young coming up right now that's really putting in the work? It's showing up in sound, it's showing up in show, it's showing up in personality. What four would you say, man, look out for this?
Bree Holly being one. Let Harry and Promise from Chicago being two. Young and coming up, that's just that's on a serious grind, that's focused. I don't know of a third one at the moment, but number one is Sent by God.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because Sent by God, number one, so far, they've been consistent with personnel. Number two, they're always clean cut. Number three, you don't hear anything crazy about them.
Right.
Number four, they have representation, which is Jennifer and Company, that's keeping them on every stage that they can get on. So they're working consistently.
Shout out to Jennifer, because Jennifer's dope.
Yeah. Like off the hinges. And they used to laugh at Jennifer, but they ain't laughing at her no more.
At all.
Yeah,
at all.
They ain't laughing at her. They used to consider her to be everything else but what she is. But now they realize Jennifer is one of those. I'll come back to Jennifer. So the primary artist that I see right now who's grind, besides my girl, is number one, Sent by God.
Got you.
Those young guys. And Harry just came on the scene with his new camp. So I'm watching him. But consistent, you see the same band, same background, Sent by God. Sent by God is that one. And but
that's the group that's originally out of St. Louis, right?
Yes. And then one more. Here's the last one. Souls of Creation.
Okay.
Souls of Creation. They have a very unique sound. They are they look very well. They're marketable. They sound very good. They dress well, and you see them being more consistent in their personnel too. They're slow walking.
Good. Because sometimes that's the way to walk the road. You know, sometimes you take off running and then you spaz out, and then you have people excited about your entrance or your arrival, and then you don't show up the way that a lot of people anticipated you to show up. I see a lot of things, and y'all pardon this microphone and the echo. This definitely be the last time using it. But I see a lot of artists that have the it, but I think the one thing of like artist development is missing. Who would you say, Pearl, right now that is on the cusp, but they are about a couple more steps away from being off that ball?
Men of Praise.
Okay.
Men of Praise. That they have so much to offer. I've seen them be consistent. They too, their personnel has been consistent for the most part. Their delivery, their performance, consistent. And so when Lee Williams retired, generally when there was an exiting of number one, being number one, there was always an artist to pick up where the last artist left off. Dixie Hummingbirds, Clouds, to Keynotes, to Williams Brothers, to Cantons, to Lee Williams. When Lee Williams retired, there has been no successor. I believe Lee Williams was the end of an era, that his retirement also retired an era and all together an old way of doing. Now, Lee Williams has been retired since October of 18. So we're 6 years later, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, there has not been an artist to pick up where Lee has left off. I believe because of the changing of the guards. And part of the changing of the guards is the changing of the mindset and mentality.
Definitely.
How we view, how we work, how we accept, how we deal. That's where I see, and even though it's taken time, that in time, we're going to see that next. And bruh, I don't know who it is, but I have a feeling that it's closer than we can imagine.
Yeah, because the excitement is definitely has grown higher, and the anticipation. You like, okay, is it him? Is it her? Is it them? You know, it's just because like I like looking at Blessed by Four because that's a different dynamic, like being a mixed type of group. But oh man, and it's just like different things fit different appetites. So it's almost like you said, a different era has sprung in to where you kind of have an even more variety of a taste bud for people that are nostalgic quartet lovers, new quartet lovers, and then quartet that I just like to drive. So whoever's driving right now, that's who I'm gonna be on. So man, yeah, I definitely love that. Let me ask this question, and I'm gonna poke the HT in you right quick. Which quartet right now need to just go on back home because they don't stand a snowball chance in hell?
Which quartet are don't and that's out and about
out right now? It don't matter how old, if they knew, if they just need to go ahead and park the boat.
Violinaires.
Is it because there's too many versions, or they just can't keep up with what we know them as?
Violinaires and the keynotes to me have showed us the greatest example of the destruction of legacy. They've destroyed their own legacy, and to me, it is an embarrassment.
Right.
And they are those that participate in those groups. They have the mindset that, okay, and I've seen a couple of sets where each one of those groups, but different sets, they had good sets. But like for example, what's his name? What is the Jeffrey Newberry?
Newberry, okay.
Right. Jeffrey Newberry. Got a lot of love for him. Great deal of respect for him. You know, shout out to him. In my personal conviction, I believe that Jeffrey would be better to have his own name, like Jeffrey Newberry and the Boys.
Oh, okay, got you. Like just put a period on the legacy of the keynotes, and then just start his new journey.
Every one of those artists, they have destroyed the value of that brand. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yep.
The only artist that I know that retired the name at the top of its or in the incline of its success was Sean Jones and the Believers.
Yeah.
And the old The older guys kept telling them, y'all need to keep going. For what? To destroy?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of those guys that they had enough wisdom to say, no, Sean gone, the group is gone.
The group is gone. Now, if we come back, it's going to be up under another name. You know, somebody else, Harold, that did it right to me is Paul. Like, Paul had every right to come back with the Christianaires. I know he tried for a little bit, and then I know some of his cousins came back with the new Christianaires. But Paul has now developed what we come to love over the years, the Christianaire sound. That band, man, that the other day, oh my God. And then Paul is just a vocal beast anyway.
Yeah. Now I don't and there was a time. Hey, you know what's crazy, man? These jokers be acting like I don't listen to him. You know, I ain't got time, ain't nothing but a bunch of mess. But you know what? I watch every time I say something about him that may not be more favorable. There is a change.
Mm-hmm.
From Lisa Noel Smith and the Brown Singers to the Williams Singers to Doc McKenzie to the Cantons. There is a change.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, that's good. I always say, I'm okay with you getting pissed off at me. Just take it out on the stage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take it out on the stage, because here's the thing. Generally, when I say something, I ain't the only one thinking and or feeling the way I speak. No.
You just the only one bold enough to say it out loud.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. So you know, when my fans think, well, it's some of your fans that's you feel me? So yeah. So I'm about there with the Singing Stars.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Boone is no longer with him. I hope that Boone, I'm be honest with you, I'm concerned about Boone.
Okay.
I pray that Boone stick with the DMD.
Okay.
And I
build up some credibility so that when he gets ready to do his own, it'll be just a smooth takeoff.
In my opinion, that is not law. It's not law. Yeah. I think, in my opinion, I think Boone would do better to not do at the moment Michael Boone and Company.
Uh-huh.
I think he would do good to go full force with DMD. DMD need him bad.
Oh, they do.
But he needs DMD.
Yeah. And it's a good merge. It's a good fit.
It's a great merge. And in my opinion, now I'm just concerned about his stability.
Okay.
Now he already said, hey man, I ain't going to good. That's great. All of that. Show me better than you could tell me.
Right.
Because here's the thing. He still has Michael Boone and Company. And the possibility of Michael Boone and Company and DMD having conflicting schedules.
Oh, yeah.
So one is going to have to take the back seat.
Yep.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Generally, when someone is given an ultimatum, they generally lose to the ultimatum.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Because if you tell me to choose between going in to do mentoring for somebody else or staying here doing this interview with you, I'm going to be at this house doing this interview because that pushes me.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. And that's what I see going on with us, with a lot of people in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You need to choose one or the other. Even if the individual stay with you, they may be with you physically, but they may check out
emotionally and mentally. Yep.
You feel me?
Yep.
Ultimatums generally,
It's a passive aggressive form of controlling.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying you ain't about to do, they'd be like, okay, well, if you do, then this could, that's all it is. It's a passive aggressive way of controlling an individual that you may not be physically strong or capable enough to force them to do.
Man, I messed around and watched on YouTube the video Surviving Diddy. And I heard things that you said on my platform. I don't know if you repeated what because it came out there or what, but I would say some of the things you said was an exact replica of what that, and how it appears that he was, beyond controlling. What it appears to look like in how he developed his success, and how his mentor came into his success.
And you have to say, how does the mentoree or the intern take over the company of the mentor or the boss? So just like, and there's certain things that I ain't gonna say because I believe in you. Like we say, I believe the same as you with off the record stuff. So there's a whole lot of things off record that I said I never come home, but I tell just enough off the record so you can see it. You be like, oh snap, he said that, because it's the truth. It's the truth. I'm gonna let you go out of here in a minute, Earl, because you've allowed me to be greedy with your time and you've been gracious with it. But I gotta say this: Facebook put you in jail behind this dude by the name of Keon.
Damn, Henderson. All the buzz swanky. Hell.
Did they ever tell you exactly what it was that you said? Because I was on those shows and I was in the audience of those shows. I don't remember you said anything derogatory or demeaning or defaming.
No, Facebook never said it. You ever been blocked on Facebook? You ever been restricted on Facebook?
I put in house arrest where I couldn't post live, but I could post videos.
See, now I'm just the opposite. I could post like make written posts. I cannot go live.
Wow.
And from today, I'm 9 days away from the restriction being removed and lifted. And it's crazy. Because like last week, I almost said the hell with all this. Just out of nowhere, porn pop up on my live, and I don't even know how.
Wow.
Still today, even YouTube in their investigation, they're telling me the only thing you could do is, change your codes, change your passwords, maybe create a new page, or change your email address that everything is attached to. And
now, they didn't restrict your channel, did they?
No, it's someone, because like the day before, I mean, I didn't know that anything was happening. I just all of a sudden started getting calls. Like, get off of YouTube. I'm not on YouTube. What the hell y'all talking about?
Right.
You got porn up.
Oh.
What?
Hey, I'm kind of upset I missed that show, Earl, because I like me a little porn.
I explained that in my clubhouse, like something like, I ain't ashamed to take ownership if I was guilty of that. This time I wasn't guilty.
I wasn't guilty of it, yeah. Yeah.
And so the next day I go to do another live on YouTube. While I'm in the middle of my live, like we're doing now, it just got interrupted like that.
Oh, wow.
And it's like on my end, I had no control. And it was still going, but it went black.
Wow. Yeah, you might want to change your passwords and all that.
I've gone through all of those processes, you
Wow.
know, and you know, I got bothered because I'm like, okay, now I can accept when I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't the cause of it.
Y'all ain't gonna put no charges on me. y'all ain't gonna put no charges on me.
No, bro.
Well, let me encourage you by saying, man, look, it ain't a man alive that ain't never said he viewed it. I don't know you to be the type of person that will want everybody to have a few free viewing of that type of drive-in cinema. That's come to distract. It comes to discourage. Don't let it do either one, man. Keep on being the one voice that a lot of people go to look to see what's going on in quartet, what's going to be going on at a live concert, what we should, what we shouldn't do, who got caught in whose bed, who done took whose money, whatever it is that you have done to build to this point, man, continue on in love and success, because God has anointed your lane to be your lane. And I don't want you ever to feel like, man, they don't want to hear from me, man. They don't care, man. They want to. No, it's people out here like Bam, like DL, and countless others that say, man, I rock with that dude because he's funny, he down to earth, and you've always been who I've known you to be on screen in person. Like, you know, when we did the, and I wanted to say this before Bam had to go wrap up his movie. You didn't have to do what you did when we all MC'd together, but you did. You didn't have to be like, no, I'm going to bring them brothers up, but you did. So on the strength of that solid, you would have to do something real out of character for me to say, well, maybe Harold would do that. So, man, brother, don't ever feel as though you out here by yourself and there's people that don't get you and there's people that want to see you fail, because triple that is people that want to see you successful.
Much love, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. Harold T live, ladies and gentlemen. He been backstage. Now, we tried this once. We're going to try it. It was successful, but they didn't get a chance to see it. Harold, we're going to do this because we want to challenge these folks to see if they can make their lip quiver while they sound this bad.
What's up, everybody? I just wanted to take a moment out to just kind of try to encourage you all. You know, I really want him to lose me in his service. And, you know, it's not easy to find encouragement at times. And I just wanted to encourage. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory doing that test. And no matter how you feel, speak the word, you will be healed. Encourage yourself. Encourage yourself in the love. So no matter how you feel, speak the word and you will be encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to pick your own self off the ground. Encourage yourself. Say, I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged. Speak over yourself. Encourage yourself in the love.
So, brother, remember, anytime you feel like you out here by yourself, Encourage yourself.
Encourage yourself.
You can see you got encouragement coming from others like me, like Bam, and like countless others, man, that's not even related to you, brother. So yeah, keep making us laugh. Keep finding them stories. Take a break sometimes from them text messages and them pictures.
Yes, sir, Doc. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Any parting words that you would have for anybody, man?
I don't know everything, man. I don't know everything. And this is something that even heading, preparing to come into this interview today, there's one thing I do know that I've been saying to myself all day, and that is this: everything is going to be all right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
How they reach you, HT?
All you got to do is go to Harold T Live Facebook page. Hit me up there. Inbox me. I promise you. We check the inboxes. I'm getting some help now. So if you want to book me, you know, you will never have a dull moment as hosting an event. I've been booked to do a couple of wedding receptions.
That's dope. That's dope.
Like, man, this is new. So but if you ever want to reach out to Harold Turrentine, all you have to do is go to the Harold T Live Facebook page, reach out to me there, or you can go to Harold T Live Instagram. And I'm learning how to check all of them. So yeah, that's how you do it.
Yep. And I'm glad you got some help, man. You can turn to him and say, look at this. Well, y'all look at this. Look at this. And you ain't got to do it all.
Right.
Harold T, man, love you, bro. Much love. Thank you so much, man. I know you don't do a lot of interviews. Thank you for making Backstage one that you found worthy to do. And, man, like I said, whenever you need some encouragement, whenever the monthly text prayers, all that, man, it's just, hey, you got a friend.
Much love to you. Thank you so much, bro.
Yeah. Don't hang up quite yet. Hang tight. We're going to finish this up, and then we'll catch you. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the infamous Harold Turrentine. You know him better as Harold T Live, HT. And he's got the one voice. He's, man, going across the country every weekend, giving you flavor to each one of your concerts, your programs. He's keeping the people engaged. He's making them laugh. And he's making a lot of your guys' events interesting and relevant. All right. So, man, we're going to get Sean Lee to tell y'all this, and then I'm going to back up out of here.
Hey y'all, it is Sean Lee House of Sean Lee House Photography, and I'm backstage enjoying my favorite radio show and podcast, DL's Backstage Pass on Marsh Media Backstage Entertainment.
All right, and on behalf of my own air ride and die, my comedy comrade, and our guest, Harold T Live. Man, I am Mr. Savoir Fair, the voice, DDL Marshall. Remember, the gospel of Jesus Christ is contagious. Catch it. All that you do, do it godly. Till the next time, y'all be blessed.